Howdy folks, welcome back to Jimmy Branch Homestead. What I'm making today is chocolate gravy. Now, I started making it already because it's just what I do, but then I got to thinking, my wife said she's never had chocolate gravy. And then I thought, well, probably a lot of people ain't never had chocolate gravy before. So I'm going to be making some today. This was a staple that my grandmother and great-grandmother and so on down the line used to make. I thought it was a treat when I was a kid, but after talking to her when I got older, I found out that it was a staple that they used when they didn't have much of anything else, to try filling stuff, making people think that they were getting something, which I did, of course. But back then they settled over in the Appalachians back in the late 18 something, after the Civil War. I'm not exactly sure exactly details, but this was on my grandmother's side, and they used to make this all the time. And after talking to her about stuff, I found out that they brought it over, the recipe over here. Now, we live in the Ozarks now, and my great-great-grandparents' home on my grandpa's side, my dad's side. And I grew up with this stuff, and it was good. But my grandmother told me that a lot of people never heard of it when she come over here. So she started, her great-mother actually, started making it for people and telling them about it. And how you make it is about a half a cup of flour. I already did this because I didn't know I was going to make a video until after I had started the process. So that's what I already got it made. And in here, as you can see, oh, you can't see. There you go. Now you can. I have flour, about half a cup of flour, 2 tablespoons of cocoa, and a cup of sugar, which I've already got together. Now, it takes milk and butter, but that comes on a little later. I'm just mixing everything, all the dry ingredients together now, so when I start cooking it and putting the milk and that in there, which I got to get, so here in a minute, which I got to do, excuse me, I'll be back in a second. It'd probably be easier if I just did this way. Now, it takes butter and vanilla, but that don't go in until after it's cooked up real good. See, there's a cup of milk. Just kind of mixing it all together. Here. Oh, I think it's 2 cups of milk. It's been so long since I have made this that I can't remember anymore. I have to see, because I can't see stuff, so I have to have my glasses on to see stuff. Turn it on about medium heat, and you basically make this like you would regular gravy, only it's chocolate gravy, which you shall see. Here, I'm going to move you just a little closer here. I might get out of the picture, but here, let me tilt this down. Hold on, folks, sorry about all this. I'm trying to do this and remember everything offhand. There we go. Now you can see what's going on. And just kind of stir it all together making sure everything gets in there. And I make chocolate gravy. My grandmother always told me she makes it in the pot because I don't know if you've ever cooked gravy before or made stuff. Well, I make a mess of it when I kind of cook it. So this way it don't get all over the place, because ain't nothing worse than chocolate all over the place. I gotta shut the window, folks. It's blowing my fire out around. Here's the butter's gonna go in there. We been having a cool spell down here in the Ozarks last few days. It woke up this morning and it was 55 degrees outside. Can you believe it? For August? This is like the 9th or 10th of August, I'm not sure, but we got 55 degrees this morning, so I opened up the windows to let that cool air come in the house and everything. Well, anyway, it's coming out of the north, and the side over here faces north, so it's kind of blowing around, blowing my fire around, makes it harder to do stuff. But like I was telling about before, about when my grandparents and that came over here from the Appalachians, they hadn't heard, a lot of people hadn't heard of this stuff. So they kind of spread the word around. This is what my grandmother told me, so I don't know. You know how old folks are. They kind of like to, what the word I'm looking for? Anyway, the truth a little bit. Not tell lies, but just kind of boost the truth a little bit. Kind of ad-lib, so to speak. Anyhow, that's what she used to tell me. Maybe she was telling me because I was a kid and all this kind of stuff. But once this starts cooking and gets hot, that's when I'll add the butter. And then I will add to it. I got biscuits already. This goes with biscuits. And I got the biscuits in here. I bought store-bought biscuits, of course, because I just didn't feel like making, because actually I ain't got no real cream. Because make biscuits, all you need is a little real cream and some all-purpose flour. But I don't have the real cream, so I got store-bought biscuits for a quick fast, because they take 15 minutes. And when you cook biscuits and make them, you cook them on the stove, in the stove, or you can cook them on top. I've cooked them on top before. But you just kind of want to keep stirring this just like you would regular gravy to keep it from burning. And this stuff will really burn because it's got the sugar in it, which will make it really stick to the bottom. So just kind of keep doing it. It's, I don't know, quarter to 7 here now. I'm having breakfast. That's why I'm kind of still in my PJs. I don't know if you noticed it, but I am, because this is a Saturday, and so I'm just kind of taking it easy. And on weekends, that's when I have biscuits and sausage biscuits and gravy. So I'm got the Saturday, and I was talking to my wife the other day, and she had never had this, so that's why I decided I'd make her chocolate gravy. She thought it was chocolate. I was just talking about chocolate pudding, but no, I'm talking about chocolate gravy. And you make it kind of like gravy. You want it thick. Some people nowadays, I've looked on the internet now. There's recipes all over the place now about how to make it, but a lot of people make it like a syrup, kind of like this is right here. But I make it like the gravy, which is what my grandmother did. And once I start leaving trails for the whisk that I'm using, then I'll put the butter in and put the, yeah, it's starting to now. Okay, and I need 1 tablespoon of this, which is vanilla. You don't have to have the vanilla, but it just kind of enhances the taste of the chocolate. That's what vanilla does. And of course the butter in there. And you just kind of mix it up. Keep mixing it up right there, just like that. Yeah. The butter I should let it set out a little longer. You don't ever want to put flour in. If you make it too thin, you don't ever want to put flour in gravy. Because what you do, then that's how you get lumpy gravy. So, what you got is what you got. You can always add milk to it to thin it out if you need to, if you get it too thick. But you don't ever want to do that, because that creates a problem for you, and you definitely don't want lumpy gravy in your chocolate gravy. Now, it's just about done. So what I'm going to do, kind of clean up a little bit here. So I'm sorry I'm out of the picture, but excuse me folks for a minute. Right back, you can kind of see. Is what I want to do here is get my biscuits. Nice fresh biscuits, and was raised, you break them up. My wife, up where she come from, she didn't break them up. They just broke them in half. So I guess it just depends on what part of the country you're from. Kind of turn this a little bit over here so you can kind of see me breaking them up and doing that. There we go, right there. There we go. And it's just the way it is. My that's just the way I was raised. But like I said, my wife don't, and other people don't. I go into restaurants and I'll get biscuits and gravy, like if we go to Cracker Barrel or somewhere like that. In the mornings, like after church, we used to stop. This is when we lived up in St. Louis. We'd stop at Cracker Barrel a lot after church. And I'd get in and I'd look around, and 90% of the people, they just break them in half just like this and put it in there, and that's fine and dandy. But where I come from, like I said, we always broke it up into pieces like this, and I asked my grandpa one time at breakfast and why we do that. And well, actually what happened, a friend of mine was over when I was a kid, spending the night and everything. We'd been out kind of partying and everything. Yes, I was a kid and did stuff I wasn't supposed to. But next morning, Grandma would fix sausage, biscuits, and gravy for us for breakfast. And I gotta wash my hands. The guy I was with, I think his name was Tommy. I can't remember, it's been so long ago. But we had the breakfast, and of course tore him up like this, and he asked why we're doing that for. And my grandpa told him, that's so you get on every piece. See, just look at this. Ooh, don't that look good? Kind of get all of that excess off of here. What it basically is unfortunately, kind of like a pudding. Just like kind of homemade pudding. There we go, see? And it's nice and thick. Actually, it might be too thick. So, what's left over? Now, I got some sausage up here that's going to be put in it too. Unfortunately, the dogs and that don't get none now, because they can't have this stuff. But anyhow, folks, this here is chocolate gravy on biscuits. If you ain't ever tried it, we used to have it a lot in the winter time because it's nice and warm in the tummy there, which my tummy don't need none of more stuff, but anyhow, that's just the way it was. So if you ain't ever tried it, try it. Leave a comment. Let me know how you like it all. We like it fine up here. Whoops, you can't see me, so, but anyway, we like it fine. And I do. And we live in the Ozarks. So have yourself a better than average day. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And let me know if you like this, if you try it and you like it.